So from this point on, everything is going to be recorded. Like I said, slides and materials will be sent by email to everybody who registered, and the link to the recording will be posted to our website and our YouTube channel. We are using Zoom meeting mode today, and I encourage you to ask questions in the chat. I'd also like to have everybody introduce themselves in the chat if they have time. Rename yourself so that we know who you are and where you're from, because that kind of engagement with our network is especially important to me on behalf of the Energy Partnerships Project. Our presenter today has asked that we hold questions until the end. I can attest that her content is very thorough. So if you do have a question, it may well be answered by the time we get to the end. I would also like everyone to know that we have time built in for Q&A. So it's a 90-minute session with 60 minutes of content. So we have plenty of time to interact and answer questions at the end. Next slide. I'd like to remind everybody that the National Community Action Partnership is hosting the 2022 Virtual Management and Leadership Training Conference this coming February, February 2nd to the 4th of 2022. Registration is open now. My colleague Alex Hessler is going to post a link to the registration page in the chat. We hope to see some or all of you at the virtual conference. Next slide. All right, now for one of my favorite parts of all of the webinars. Please join me in reciting the promise of community action. You can come off mute if you'd like. Otherwise, you can speak along with me. The promise of community action. Community action changes people's lives, embodies the spirit of hope, improves communities, and makes America a better place to live. We care about the entire community, and we are dedicated to helping people help themselves and each other. Beautiful. Next slide. All right. Without further ado, I'm very pleased to introduce Shama Mounzer, our expert presenter today. Shama is the Integration Executive Director at Wayne Metropolitan Community Action Agency, which serves Detroit and the surrounding area. As we were preparing for the webinar, she did let me know that she had 11 different positions at Wayne Metro before becoming the interim or the Integration Executive Director. And so I would like to say, based on that, she is definitely a community action expert. She has moved up the ranks and she knows what she's talking about from every angle. So the reason that we've invited Shama and Wayne Metro here today is because over the past 3 years, this agency has expanded from 300 to 800 staff. They've revolutionized their client intake process. And as Shama will describe, they've set it up so clients are proceeding along a continuum of care, which makes a point of looking at overall utility affordability from a number of angles. So in this process of listening and responding to their community, Wayne Metro has developed ways to deliver pre-weatherization work to homes using a variety of funds. And so I know at this time, with $3.5 billion coming from the infrastructure bill, all of our agencies across the country are eager to hear a ramp-up success story. And I promise you, Shama and Wayne Metro will not disappoint. Shama, I'm going to turn it over to you now.
Thank you very much, Amy, and thank you for your beautiful introduction. I am eager to be with you all today. Today, we will be discussing all of the work that Wayne Metro did to really wrap the services around our residents to qualify for weatherization. But before, if I may please share with you a short video. So Wayne Metro celebrated 50 years of serving Southeast Michigan just last month, and I would like to share a quick video with each one of you.
I'm Michigan Secretary of State Jocelyn Benson, and I'm proud to add my voice in honoring the Wayne Metropolitan Community Action Agency for its 50 years of service to the residents of our most populous county. Yours is among the most noble of missions, to eliminate poverty through empowerment. For half a century, you've worked tirelessly to provide those in need with the tools and skills to bridge the gap from poverty to financial stability, housing security, and education. And in doing so, you've delivered hope and opportunity to so many people. So today, on behalf of the 10 million Michiganders I represent, I offer my congratulations and gratitude for 50 extraordinary years of service.
I'm Everard Casimir from WDIV Local 4 News today, and I want to say a big congratulations on 50 years to Wayne Metropolitan Community Action Agency. Thanks for all you do in the community.
Wow, Wayne Metro, 50 years.
Congratulations.
Congratulations on 50 years, Team Wayne Metro.
50 years of feeding those in need, 50 years of programming to really make an impact on the citizens of Detroit and Wayne County.
Happy 50-year anniversary, Wayne Metro.
I'm Fox 2's Wraparound. Congratulations on 50 years at the agency. You continue to do great work each and every day. We report upon it every day here at Fox 2, the effects of your work. We want to say congratulations to you. Continue to do the great work. Here's to another 50 years.
I'm Congresswoman Debbie Dingell, and I am here to tell you how grateful I am to the entire Wayne Metro team. What a difference they make for people every single day. And a very happy 50th birthday.
On behalf of the Wayne County Community College District, I would like to congratulate you on 50 years of serving our community and empowering those in need.
Hi everybody, I'm Rhonda Walker from right here at WDIV Local 4. Congratulations on 50 years. That is an incredible milestone. Thanks for all you do for our community.
Happy birthday!
And thanks so much for 50 years of making a difference in people's lives.
From all your friends at Assured Partners of Michigan and Daily Merit Insurance, thank you to Louis Pisker and his entire team at Wayne Metro for the past 50 years of service spent nurturing and protecting the most vulnerable residents of Metro Detroit.
From all of us here at United Way, we extend our most heartfelt congratulations to Louis and all of our friends at Wayne Metro on your 50th anniversary.
Attorney General Dana Nessel here. Congratulations on 50 years. Thank you for all you do for the community.
On behalf of the entire Downriver business community, we are so thrilled to congratulate Wayne Metro on an amazing 50th anniversary celebration.
Congratulations to Wayne Metro for 50 years of serving your community. I thank you, and let's go for another 50.
Hello, Wayne Metro team. This is Lieutenant Governor Gilchrist. I wanted to take a brief moment and wish you all a happy anniversary. The work you do within the community is so important, and I wanted to thank you personally. Thank you for everything you have done and continue to do.
Hi, it's Governor Gretchen Whitmer. I want to congratulate the Wayne Metropolitan Community Action Agency on their 50th anniversary this year. I'm celebrating my 50th year too. For decades, your incredible organization has been a lifeline for Wayne County families, helping with rent, utilities, home repairs, food, education, childcare, and more. Congratulations once again on 50 years, and thank you for the work you do every day for the community.
"50 years of service, what a blessing." My name is Shama Mounzer. I am the Integration Executive Director here at Wayne Metropolitan Community Action Agency. I do not have 50 years of service yet. I have 11 plus years of service. I started at Wayne Metro 11 years ago as an outreach worker. I was very involved in a community. And then I moved to assist our Head Start families with wraparound services. And then I did some utility assistance, some weatherization, navigation assistance. I've done some financial coaching. I manage our utility assistance department. I oversee the Connect Center, which is our first point of contact for our clients. I was highly involved in the community to make sure that we are accessible. So as Amy mentioned, I've had 11 different positions at Wayne Metro. And I think really it's one of the main reasons why I am leading the integration services at Wayne Metro. I am very passionate about improving processes and creating new program design to change and eliminate some of the hardships that our clients are facing on a daily basis. A little bit about Wayne Metro. Wayne Metro was founded in 1971. We serve low to moderate income residents through Wayne County to help address their most critical needs. We have over 75 programs, including educational, housing, and emergency services. Our mission, in our pursuit to eliminate poverty, Wayne Metro empowers people and communities to be strong, healthy, and thriving. And I think that's each one of us goal on a daily basis. Our vision is we envision thriving communities where all people have hope and opportunities to realize their full potential. We all know that clients don't want to come back to us again seeking assistance. What you see on the screen is our theory of change. We have been focusing on putting people and families first. We shined up, if you will, the mission and vision here. We set a strategic result to improve human service outcomes through integrative approaches. We named impact areas and placed equity and inclusion at the top. And I would emphasize equity and inclusion is really placed at the top. We adopted strategies around operational excellence and going deeper with our work to ensure we are accessible, inclusive, and co-developing impactful solutions that address our community's uniqueness and needs. So before 2019, we were able to serve around 35,000 clients a year, and we were a staff of 400. Our budget was $35 million. As of today, Wayne Metro has been able to serve over 70,000 clients this year. We are at 800 staff, and we have many open positions open. So if you have any great candidates that you want to send our way, we are hiring still. And our budget is $220 million. Wow, right? From 35 million to 220 million. How did we do that? Before I walk you through really how did we do that, I want to go back to the equity and inclusion. We believe that there's no wrong door approach here at Wayne Metro. Every client can come to Wayne Metro and access services. Client can access our services through our universal application online, or they can come to any of our offices and they can receive in-person services. They can call the Connect Center, or they can chat with the Connect Center specialist. They can send text messages, or they can send emails. We make sure that we are very accessible to clients. I also want to emphasize that we made sure that our clients who work full-time, they have time to come see us. So our offices are open from 8 to 6, Monday through Friday. So is the Connect Center, and Saturday half days. Also bilingual, who English may not be their first language, they will come to Wayne Metro and receive the same services as everybody else. We have a bilingual, a large bilingual team led by myself, if you will, as a bilingual staff member. We speak multiple languages. All of our flyers, our website is translated to different languages as well. So going back to how did we do that? I think a lot of us blame a lot of things happening with us on the pandemic. I know myself, when I gained a couple pounds, I said it was because of the pandemic. I know when I don't want to feel like I want to get dressed, I say, well, because of the pandemic, I've been working from home, right? So, but really today, I'm going to blame it on the pandemic. A lot of the growth that we are experiencing here at Wayne Metro is a result of the pandemic. During the pandemic, the need was great. And I think a lot of us, like work with clients and we see how the need was great during the pandemic. Wayne Metro did not want to close the offices during the pandemic. Wayne Metro did not want to shut down our Connect Center. We want clients to be able to access us during the pandemic. And what we did, we really focused on assessing our internal remote working capabilities. Do we have everything it takes to be able to operate at 100% from home? Do staff have everything they need to process application, to answer phones from home? Do we have the systems and processes in place to deliver the client services from home? What are some of the external requirements that we have? And what are some of the key services that we need immediately to the community? And then we responded. We moved our workforce to 100% remote, and we did not close our offices down for one day. We obtained exemptions for systems and other requirements. A lot of the systems that we really were facing challenges with before the pandemic was the right time for us to ask for waivers from these database systems that just take a lot of time from our processors and from our staff. We created our first universal application, and I have a slide just dedicated for the universal application that I will touch on. We partnered with other agencies and organizations for extended services, and it was clear to us we needed to leverage funding. One funding source was not enough. Based on my experience, because I was highly involved in the design of that COVID response for Wayne Metro, really it was a mindset shift for us. Staff prior to the pandemic, they started to get cross-trained on multiple services at Wayne Metro. During the pandemic, we had no other option. We had, if I give you an example, we had our Head Start department where staff and teachers started to work virtually from home. They had time available to assist our basic need department, who really during the pandemic, the work volume was very high. So we shifted the mindset and we cross-trained staff on processing application and navigation services because that was the need during the pandemic. We started to evaluate our processes. We looked at some areas where we never provided assistance in those areas, like food. Food wasn't a big service at Wayne Metro in the past, but during the pandemic, food was the first need for residents during the pandemic. Digital divide. How can clients access our universal application if they don't have any digital device? So it was a mindset shift for us where we had to look at what we have in place and really change it a little bit. So what we did, we went 100% virtual. We added food and PPE distributions. We created our first universal application. We upgraded all of the systems that we use at the Connect Center for more efficiency. We all heard about food distribution, but I think not all of us heard about a virtual marketplace that Wayne Metro had. Through the virtual marketplace, clients were able to choose the food they wanted to eat. There was a a system. They will log into a system, choose what they want to feed their family, and we will deliver to their home the food. That was the first virtual marketplace that was at Wayne Metro. Major home repair, and I'm going to speak to that also, and digital inclusion was big. We were big on making sure everybody had access to internet and to a digital divide during the pandemic. I keep talking about the universal application. It was huge to us. Can you imagine when clients can go and apply for multiple services through one application? So through the universal application, clients can apply for more than 6 to 7 services they need within 5 minutes. They only are asked to submit documents once. You submit the documents for one service, and then we on the back end share those documents among each other between other departments at the agency. Staff will be, they were cross-trained on processing all these services. So if John Doe applied for utility assistance, applied for water assistance, and for food, a staff member will pull one application, review the document, and process all services at the same time. What we witnessed during the process of launching the universal application, every staff member was able to assist 2.5 more clients than usual through the universal application. So that's more clients that we were able to service. Now, data was big, right? So we got a lot of funding during the pandemic. We were able to service a lot of clients, but we wanted to look at the data. We wanted to see, are we making the right decisions? Do we have enough funding based on the requests that we are receiving? So we started collecting the data, and we helped stakeholders understand the specific need. Through one program, we have 2,000 requests for one program, but we don't have funding. So we started advocating. This allowed us to get additional funding. And also this allowed us to be able to explain clearly what's happening, with our residents. Today, specifically, I want to share with you all how we were able to use the data to start a pre-weatherization program, if you will. Roof repair was a new need that we started seeing during the pandemic. It all started from a couple calls that we received through the Connect Center and some emails that we received from partners indicating that we have 10 clients who are in need of immediate roof repair, but we did not have any funding. So what we did, a very basic process that I think we all use on a daily basis, we created an interest list using Google Sheets. We asked staff, when you get a request for roof repair, add the client's basic contact information. At that time, we were awarded the Emergency Services Coronavirus Relief Fund. The purpose of the fund was to serve low to moderate income residents through Wayne County to help address their most critical needs. The most critical needs at that time during the pandemic were food, shelter, transportation. Water is a key need during the pandemic, right? And we added home repair and preservation, and we used enough funding to service the 10 clients that we had. So we advocated for the funding, and we got enough funding to assist 10 clients. After looking at the data and how the life for the 10 household really changed after fixing the roof repair, we did not want to stop. And we said, if 10 residents can benefit from this program, I am positive there's more clients in need of this program. So what we did, we moved to a higher type of advocacy, if you will. We know that the city of Detroit, they're launching a new, they just launched the new program. It's the Renewed Detroit program that will allow Detroit residents who are in need of roof repair to get the roof repair. It's all like a chain. It's all connected. It's one puzzle. And if one piece is missing, the client cannot get the roof repair. So I'm going to walk you through today what we worked on and what Wayne Metro is really working to make sure that clients are getting the roof repair. Some of you know the HOPE application, and some of you maybe know that the name was HP TAP in the past. The process is, and in order for Detroit residents to receive the home repair, they must complete a HOPE application. It's the property exemption application. Now, Wayne Metro have a team of 20 community resource navigators. What they do on a daily basis, they outreach Detroit residents, talk to them about this application, and they complete those applications on behalf of the clients. After the clients complete the HOPE application, they get to enroll in PAYS. PAYS stand for Pay As You Stay. The Pay As You Stay payment plan is a very simple 3-part payment plan. Clients must be approved for the HOPE application. And if they have an unpaid delinquent taxes, they will, by enrolling in this, in the PAYS, the balance due of unpaid taxes will be limited to back taxes only, or 10% of the home's taxable value. So that amount is going to decrease big time, right? So if a client, own maybe 9,000, they may see themselves by enrolling in PAYS, they only owe $900. And then they come to Wayne Metro and we assist them by paying their entire property tax debt through the Detroit Tax Relief Program. So now we touched on HOPE, completing the HOPE application. We enrolled them in PAYS and we paid their property tax debt. So here, just a quick overview of HOPE. HOPE stands for Home Ownership Property Exemption. It is also referred to as the property tax exemption. And then the Detroit Tax Relief Fund was created by the Gilbert Family Foundation and the Rocket Community Fund. That was a $15 million donation to Wayne Metro to assist Detroit residents by clearing their property tax debt. So now we completed the HOPE application, we enrolled the client in PAYS, and we cleared their back taxes. We complete a need assessment with the clients. Through the intake process, we complete a need assessment to ask them what services and basic needs services they may need. And we ask about the roof situation, if they need to replace the roof. And then after we complete the assessment, we share the data with the city of Detroit to enroll the client in the Renew Detroit program. So what is Renew Detroit? Renew Detroit is a program that provides free repairs to eligible Detroit homeowners using funds from the American Rescue Plan Act, ARPA. The program will be held in 2 phases, starting with the first phase, which is right now, we are in phase 1, and that will focus on roof replacement. Who qualify for this program? Homeowners. So you have to be a homeowner, and you have to be either a senior or a homeowner with disability. You have to complete the HOPE application, and that's what I touched on, that Wayne Metro complete the HOPE application. And your home has not received a $10,000 grant from the city of Detroit in the last 10 years. So what we do, we complete the HOPE application, and then we pay out all of the property tax that, and then we share our data with the city of Detroit. This is a copy of the assessment that we do with clients. As you see, it's very inclusive. You know, we ask them if they need food, if they need transportation, if they need, you know, utility assistance, if they need weatherization, and we ask them if they need to replace their roof as well. So now that the assessment was shared with the city of Detroit, ideally, the city of Detroit receive from us clients who are eligible to receive the roof repair work. So next, I'd like to just go over how roof repair and weatherization, they're tied together. When it comes to the definition of weatherization, we all know that the weatherization program permanently reduces energy costs for low-income households by increasing the energy efficiency of homes while ensuring residents' health and safety. I want to share with you all that based on the data that we have, energy affordability and help, asking for help with the energy bill is the second highest need in Wayne County. And we see specifically in Detroit, average energy bills of $400 a month. That's extremely high. So how does our weatherization process work? When clients apply through the universal application or the Connect Center on the website, the requests are screened for income eligibility and if the home was previously weatherized, right? Because if the home was previously weatherized, the home does not qualify again for weatherization. Requests can move forward to an assessor who will assess the home and will determine if the home is weatherization ready. This is very important, weatherization ready. We see a lot of homes that are not weatherization ready. So after the assessment is done, Wayne Metro staff meet weekly to review the home assessment. Those determined weatherization ready or need modest leverage funding are assigned to a direct service specialist to complete the intake. Once the intake is complete and approved, the job is assigned to an energy auditor to receive weatherization services. The home assessments that need leverage funding are moved to home repair team. The jobs that are beyond the scope of available funds, like the roof repair, are deferred but data recorded to advocate for funding. Deferrals. I think we all know that we see a lot of deferrals through the weatherization program, right? Some of those main deferrals reasons are roof replacement, asbestos, knob and tube wiring, excessive drywall, missing, damage, mold, and moisture. The deferral does not mean that the assistance will never be available, but it does mean that we can't start on the work until the house is weatherization ready. Quick data on what we have in-house here. 53% of the deferral reasons are roof repair and roof replacement. Therefore, we really needed to do something different. You know, internally, we did not have funding for roof repair, but we cannot move with to weatherize the house if we don't take care of the roof. So really, bottom line is just using this data to keep advocating and to build more connections to make sure that the house can get the roof repair. So why is it very important to partner with the city of Detroit, with the Renew Detroit program? Because they are given priority points for their senior roof replacement program if the applicant was deferred for a roof only for weatherization services. So I'm going to repeat, If the house was only deferred for weatherization services because of roof repair, Renew Detroit is given priority points to that house. It is our intention here at Wayne Metro to conduct a home assessment for weatherization for clients that receive a new roof at the time of the final inspection. So let's say the house got that new roof at the final inspection. We're gonna do the weatherization assessment. And if this is the only deferral reason, or if there is another deferral reason that we can satisfy in-house, we're gonna move this house right away to receive weatherization services at Wayne Metro. I can't stress enough on how high the cost for roof repair is and how important it is to replace the roof as soon as possible to save the money. A leaking roof is a high cost weatherization deferral issue. And I know that some homes may have multiple deferrals, but the roof repair is the most costly deferral reason for weatherization. So ideally, I just want to go, ideally, if I go back a little bit, we started by completing a HOPE application for the client. We paid their back taxes. They're enrolled in a payment plan. We shared the data with the city of Detroit, and now the house got a new roof. Now the house is ready to be weatherized. Ideally, the house is going to receive those weatherization services. And the benefits of the weatherization program is new wall insulation, attic insulation, foundation insulation, air leakage, and more and more and more. So what's next? Are we gonna stop working with the family? I just shared with each one of you that we see average of $400 bill a month, utility a month for Detroit residents. We see an average of $4,000 past due balance in Detroit. Who can help the families pay their past due balance? And how can we make sure they're able to afford their bills moving forward? That's when we start using our Michigan Energy Assistance Funds that provide energy assistance to low-income households so they can reach energy self-sufficiency. By enrolling in the Michigan Energy Assistance Program, we help our clients apply for the state emergency relief, where they can receive up to $1,700 toward their past due balance. And also they can receive up to $2,000 through the Michigan Energy Assistance Program, also to pay their past due balance. But what we try to do, to be honest, is to push more for residents to enroll in the low-income self-sufficiency plan in Detroit. So through the Michigan Energy Assistance Program, when we satisfy the past due balance, right? So now residents, they only need to worry about an affordable payment plan moving forward. By enrolling in the low-income self-sufficiency plan, they know for 2 years, they can pay either $90 a month or $130 a month. So they know what to expect every month. The home is weatherized, the usage is going to be down, and now they're learning how to make monthly bills on time and how to manage their bills. So now that we took care of the bill, and hopefully the bill is manageable in the future, now clients are ready for financial coaching. One thing we learned in the past, financial coaching may not be the best option when clients are in crisis. But when we meet those crisis needs for them, they are more open to start budgeting, build their score, their credit score again. Maybe some of them, they want to buy a new home, saving for emergencies. So that's when we invite them to work with our Financial Empowerment Center team that provide one-on-one financial coaching. So if we really recap, we started from that to not having a property tax debt, to making sure that they received that roof repair, the homes weatherized, they received, they enrolled in a low income payment plan to make sure they're able to maintain their energy bill. They're building their future by saving for emergencies, and at some point finding a good career and a good job for them and their families. I might have said a lot today, but really I wanted to end before I open it up to questions with watching a video of our Empowerment Award recipient of 2021, Jasmine Gilbert, who is a co-worker at Wayne Metro. Now she works with us at Wayne Metro. And I just would like to share her story with each one of you.
Hello, my name is Jasmine Gilbert. I work at Wayne Metro Community Action Agency as a Community Resource Navigator on the Detroit Tax Relief Fund team. I started contacting Wayne Metro because I was living in a apartment complex. As far as I knew, it was a nice place when I moved in there, and then it got really, really dangerous. I called Wayne Metro Homeless Services. So I stayed there, and then they asked me if I was looking for work, and I was like, yeah, but I'm looking for remote work because COVID, and I don't know when my kid's gonna go back to school. And my daughter gets sick. I was at the hospital, I think, with her. So she was like, I'm going to send you the link to put in some applications. They called me, I got off the phone with her at like 5 o'clock. They called me by 7 and offered me my position, and I screamed through the house. So I was like, yes, I'm helping people pay off their back property tax. I'm actually making a difference. They blessed me so many times. They helped me so many times. When I was just like, I don't know if I'm gonna make it. Like, it was times where like I was just feeling like a really, really empty shell of myself. I was feeling like I wasn't adequate as a mother, and I was struggling. A year ago, I was not here. I did not have a house. I was staying in a hotel room with my 2 young children, and I did not know what I was in store for. Thanks to Wayne Metro, I now have sustainable housing. I'm hoping to buy a house within the next 2 to 3 years. Thanks to Wayne Metro, I have a secure employment opportunity and room for growth, as well as health benefits for my children, food to feed my children every day. I am in a totally different mind space, and I am so grateful for Wayne Metro helping me make these things a possibility within my life.
I hope that you all enjoyed Jasmine's story. Jasmine is one of the top performers, I would tell you, under my department specifically. And she has such a beautiful children. They're so proud of her. And we know that we have many of Jasmine's out there, and our job is really to lay the smooth foundation for them to be self-sufficient in the future. I want to thank you all for having me today. I hope that I was able to share with you some of the work that we are doing, and I know that a lot of you doing very similar work. And if you have any question, I would love to take your questions.
Thank you so much, Shama. That was a phenomenal presentation. The videos were just a really nice touch. I want to remind everybody that I did post some links in the chat, so you can look at the Wayne Metro website. You can also look at their weatherization program and their universal application process. And if you go to the reactions button at the bottom of your navigation pane, there is it will open up a bigger menu, and you can raise your hand if you'd like to ask a question verbally, or you can post your question into the chat and we'll read it out loud and answer it. So we'd like to stick around and take any and all questions from the participants if you have any. as I said in the beginning, I'm so impressed with the amazing ramp up. I didn't realize that you only did it in 2 years. I think I was thinking it was a 3-year process, so that's an even shorter turnaround time.
Yeah. I see Monica's hand raised.
Okay, Monica, you have a question?
Hi, yes, good morning. Thank you for sharing all of that great information. I love the opportunities that you guys sought out and you were able to achieve with the grants. I think it's a great idea. I know we've always considered it, and in the past we've reached out ourselves. I'm with Fresno EOC. Our program's energy services, so it's focused on the weatherization and utility assistance, but Fresno EOC is a CAP agency. My question is you mentioned the roofing repair that you guys were able to utilize a portion of that grant for roofing for ARPA. We recently had a contract signed, but I believe ours is limited to just utility assistance and emergency heating and cooling. So I didn't know if that was something you specifically had to request part of the ARPA to cover the roofing repair, or was that initially offered? If you can just give some feedback on that, how you were able to get that specific type of grant.
Sure. So Monica, there's two different things. The roof repair funding that we utilized here at Wayne Metro was through the emergency COVID rental. I'm sorry, not rental. The emergency services grant. That was an ERPA. That was an emergency services grant during the pandemic that allowed us to utilize funding for some of the emergency services that we saw that it was needed during the pandemic. The ERPA, it's the Renew Detroit program through the City of Detroit. The City of Detroit, for the Renew Detroit program, are using the ERPA funding.
Great, thanks for clarifying that.
You're welcome.
Do we have any other questions? You covered so much ground with all the different programs and all the different revenue streams. We do have a question in the chat. Just does the emergency services mean CSBG cares, or what funds were you using for emergency services?
For this specific program, it was the CRFES funding, not the CARES funding, the Corona Relief Emergency Services Grant. It wasn't CARES. We had CARES, and CARES was, I would say CARES was the reason why, we had to move fast with creating that wraparound services model and the universal application, because we had a large amount to spend through the CARES funding, but the funding was specifically used for utility assistance, water assistance, rental assistance, mortgage, property tax, but we did not use roof repair through CARES.
I do have a question for you. Since you mentioned that you started out with 10 clients for the roof repairs, how many roof repairs do you anticipate doing in the coming season? What are you up to now?
So I have a list of 1,300 clients on the list.
Oh, wow.
And
so you call it an interest list, not a wait list, right?
It is an interest list at this moment because Wayne Metro don't have the funding for roof repair. But what we're doing as of right now with the interest list, we are screening them if they can be a good fit for the Renew Detroit program, and so we can walk them through the process, but along with keep advocating and sharing data to secure funding for Wayne Metro for roof repair.
Thank you for clarifying. And also, there's a question in the chat. You stated, this is from Daniel Huber, you stated that if a building was previously weatherized, it's not eligible, but since the WAP memorandum of January 8th, units weatherized over 15 years ago are eligible for re-weatherization. Are you doing the 15-year look back?
We are doing the 15 years look back. I should have been more clear.
Yeah.
My apologies.
Thank you to Ben Dewicki for posting in the chat a link to the Renew Detroit program.
Thank you.
I was wondering, Shama, in the context of your pre-weatherization services, what other things are you doing on buildings besides roofs? Because it sounds like you're doing some comprehensive.
We have, so through the Water Residential Assistance Program. So Wayne Metro has the Water Residential Assistance Program that provide assistance with water bills for Wayne County residents. Clients can receive up to they can receive up to $650 at the enrollment, and they can receive also an additional assistance. And if the house needs conservation and minor plumbing repair through the Water Residential Assistance Program, also we can spend up to $2,000 on minor repair through that program.
Okay, so even within the context of the water program, there are repairs that you can do. And you can
up to $2,000, correct?
Mm-hmm. That's promising. Any other questions from anybody? I'm really happy that we have so many participants today and that we have good questions coming in.
I could ask one.
Go ahead. Did you want to ask a question?
I just put in a chat the Water Residential Assistance Program link.
Oh, thank you.
Hey, this is Ben in Detroit, and I've worked a little bit with Wayne Metro and the weatherization folks. Shama, it's nice to hear from you. I'm curious, just for all the folks here, as we're starting to see more and more, federal funding come in, A, because of things like the ARPA and COVID specific, but also B, we're slated to see more money in environmental justice communities and repairing our homes and creating healthier neighborhoods and more energy efficient buildings. One of the things that I think we're bearing down on here is a lack of workforce and folks to actually do this work. And I know that even I think in a press release, the mayor here in Detroit said they would do more roofs if they could, we just don't have the capacity to do it. Yeah. And so I'm curious how Wayne Metro is thinking about that, and if anybody else on this call nationally is facing that same thing, and how.
Yeah, Ben, this is really on the radar for Wayne Metro. As you know, Wayne Metro, we have our training house located in Highland Park, and the plan for us is to really kind of have that training house to train to folks and to have them ready to to do the work. So that's like we recognize that this is an area where we all are struggling to find contractors. So that's the plan for us right now, is to utilize that training house. All details have not been worked out yet, but we're close to finalize that process.
Okay, and then I see Freddie Hernandez has his hand raised. Freddie, yes, I think you're in California.
Yes, California, Big Show, California. How long did it take you? I like the idea of creating a universal application for all programs. How long did that process take, and what were the challenges throughout that process? So Freddie, this is my favorite question by far. Let me tell you the story. So it all started during the beginning of the pandemic, when I shared we needed to create a process out of nowhere, right? So it was myself, and I wasn't the executive director at that time. So not only the agency really grew a lot within 2 years, I changed 5 positions within 2 years. So at the beginning of the pandemic, I was only a manager at that time. So it was myself from the program side. And then we had one of our data staff working with me and our data director. And we created our first universal application within 48 hours. And because it did not look how it looks right now. I'll tell you, it was very basic. We used Google Forms and Google Sheets for the, like for the responses, but we needed to create something. And it was, I will tell you, if somebody asked me what was the most beautiful time I've had, like learning curve, it will be those 2 days. And for I would say 2 months, we will meet at midnight to work on our changes, because you need to close the application so you can make some changes on the form, right? So we would meet at midnight from 12 midnight to 5 in the morning, because like we did not want to close the application during the day, and we'll start making those changes. And then we created like a work group, and we started like looking at the process and see what's working and what's not working. But it all started within a couple days. But now we're not using Google Form anymore. We used Form Assembly because it gives you more features. We also have our own database, which is Caspio. It's a new database that will allow you. It's a smart. I call it the smart system, the work for you, where you don't have to work for the system. And because of the universal application and Caspio, we were able to be granted those waivers from existing systems in the past. So I'm going to give you an example. In the past, for the Michigan Energy Assistance Program, some of our CSPG funded programs, we were mandated as a community action agency to use FaxPro. That's the database system that we had to use. When we created the when we created the universal application, we found that the client is entering all of the data. So why do we have to use FaxPro that mandated us to enter the data all over again? So that's like 20 minutes of the staff time just entering data, right? So we spent a lot of time seeing how can we take the good stuff from FaxPro to put them in our database system and think smarter. And we wrote waivers, and we said, we will make sure every reporting measures that you're trying to really pull from FaxPro, it's in our system, but can we use this system because it's smarter? We don't have to do double work. We can analyze data better. All our services in one place. In the past, we had FaxPro and like we had Service Point, FaxPro, we had HUD. So now we have everything in one place. So it started in 2 days, but the improvement is still in progress until today.
Okay. Did you have any challenges in regards to, personnel agreeing to those changes?
When challenges, we faced many challenges. I tell you, it was a mindset shift. So even for our staff, we faced some challenges, like staff were not comfortable with the universal application at the beginning, right? Even clients at the beginning, they asked like, why I'm only submitting one application? I used to submit multiple applications. Now, when it comes to the waivers, I'll tell you what really helped us. We assessed what they're looking for, and we designed our application and we designed our system to meet the requirements. And we set up like a walkthrough meeting, and we said, I'm going to walk you through the application. I'm going to walk you through the system that we are requesting to use, and let me know how you feel about it. And really, they helped us. If we were missing something or like we had gaps, they helped us to get it right. I think a lot of us collectively together at that time, not only Wayne Metro, were ready for a new smart system.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
We also have a hand raised from Julio. Would you like to ask a question, Julio?
Yes, hi. I think you mentioned this, but maybe I just didn't understand it well. So do you do weatherization on somebody that is the renter? I understand for home repair, they have to be owning the house, but how about for weatherization?
For weatherization, you don't have to be a homeowner, but the partnership that we have in place with the city of Detroit through the Renew Detroit program, the Renew Detroit program is only open at this, for phase 1 for homeowners in Detroit. But for our process on the weatherization side, we assist homeowners and renters.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. And with me today, actually, and I have our Nadeem Siddiqui, who leads our data department. He just answered a question on the system in the chat. I do recommend, if you have any data specific, any system specific question, not to put Nadeem on the spot, but he will be your right person to answer.
Shama, I do have a question that we talked about briefly when we were preparing. Do you think, because Wayne Metro is such a large organization with a large service territory, do you think that the systems that you put in place are scalable for a smaller community action agency? It would seem like they would be, right?
I'm going to say yes, but honestly, I'm going to ask Nadeem because he is our system lead.
Mm-hmm.
Nadeem, you want to help me out with this question?
Hey, good afternoon, everyone. Thanks, Shama. Sure. I think as Shama mentioned, we started off using Google Sheets, Google Forms. So that's something that's free software and accessible to every agency out there. So everyone can start with having a very basic system. And then depending on your size, depending on your complexity, you can build up from there. You don't have to start from a very expensive, large system. And that's what I encourage everybody to do, is don't try to go for a utopian solution in one step. Build what you can, and then slowly over time, you're going to improvise, you're going to change, you're going to develop, and you're going to learn. I think part of that learning curve is important for yourself as much as it is for others, to know intricately what your data is like, what the challenges your clients are going to face, what your staff are going to face. And so as you go through that development process, I think it's really important experience. So absolutely, I think everybody can benefit from this. And the tools are very simple and they're already at your fingertips. Google Sheets, Google Forms, that whole Google Drive, the Google suite of software. It's free, it's available to all of us. And I'm more than happy to help out. I mean, Shama put me out there. I'm totally with her. Put my contact in the chat box there. Happy to help out anybody. If you want, just reach out to me.
Thank you, Nadeem.
And thank you. Okay, I'm not seeing any other raised hands. Well, I'm seeing some applause, which is always nice.
Oh, I meant to raise my hand, sorry, and applause.
Okay. Josie has a question.
So for your, and apologize if this has already been touched on, but for your outreach staff at your Connect Center, I can assume that maybe different funds from different programs are being blended to, pay those staff, or are you using flexible funds like CSBG? I'm interested to know how your Connect Center, and I like that term, by the way, too.
Thank you.
How
Thank you.
funding for those staff works.
Yeah. So it's our Connect Center is funded by different funding sources. And it's a lot. So we have a team of, as of today, there's 60 staff answering the phones and the chats. And we have, and they work again from 8 to 6, and they work on a Saturday half a day. We have some programs that funded, a part of the Connect Center, and we have also used other funding sources as well. We invest a lot in the Connect Center staff. I would tell you they're knowledgeable on every program at Wayne Metro. They don't only answer the phones. They don't only chat with clients, but they're trained on navigation services. So what does that mean? As you know, if clients don't know how to fill out the universal application, they don't know how to fill out the state benefits applications, they go through our Connect Center, and our Connect Center staff will do that first assessment for the need, and they will do all of the navigation services. Therefore, our Connect Center staff are funded by different funding sources at the agency. because they touch everything.
Right. So do you pull it all together and just figure out what percentage, or they direct bill for whatever program they're helping with? Or
It's
I
a
guess
percentage
Okay.
usually.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I'll give you an example. Like last by now, I mean, it didn't happen yet, but I was contacted by one of our existing funders who they usually fund our one of our teams to do applications, but not the Connect Center. They came to us and they said, can you guys also take all calls and all of outreach calls for this specific program? Give me a proposal budget and how much you need to add more staff at the Connect Center to take care of this specific ask. So that's how usually things are done, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that gives me a little bit better idea. That's very interesting. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, and I think there was someone named Bob with his hand raised, and I accidentally put your hand down, but you didn't get to ask your question. Go ahead, Bob.
Yeah, Bob Robertson, Oklahoma City. So most of the roofs that you're putting on are from the Renew Detroit program. That's how you're paying with them for them.
Correct. All of the roof repair happening right now under the Renew Detroit. We are, sharing with them the data. We're completing the first steps for clients before they qualify for roof repair. And we are compiling data to keep advocating for funding for Wayne Metro specifically to do roof repair.
Right. That money comes out of the relief money, correct? The Renew Detroit. What was that not going? Was that going
That's the
on?
ERPA money.
Pardon me?
That's the ERPA money. The Renew Detroit fund it is funded by the ERPA.
Okay. There's a lot of additional funds in Detroit right now because of the push to renew Detroit, correct? Are you getting those too?
For roof repair specifically, Bob?
No, for anything on your program.
Yeah, we have rental assistance programs funded, also in partnership with the city of Detroit. There's specific, like water assistance, for the city of Detroit. Yes.
Do the utility companies actually help you at all with your roof replacement or your weatherization?
No, but if we have specific cases and like urgent cases, if you will, critical cases, we partner with the utilities, to navigate the situation, if you will. But I would not say there's any like a partnership for roof repair with the utilities.
Right. Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Just to clarify, because I think I might be a little confused about that as well. So the Renew Detroit program was funded with American Rescue Plan Act funds. But were those funds that flowed through the city of Detroit and then partnered with Wayne Metro, or were those funds that you managed?
No, that's all city of Detroit.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all city of Detroit. We're just assisting them by getting clients to qualify for the program.
Right,
and
you're doing
by completing the HOPE application and all of the property tax work with them and the assessment. But this funding is for the city of Detroit.
So I'm sure for some in our network, they may also have local governments that received ARPA funds and find it as a surprise that their local government, like they may not have realized that these funds could be used in that way by their town.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. That was a good question, Bob.
You're welcome.
I don't see any other raised hands. I'm once again so happy that everyone's staying on for the discussion. Direct you to the chat. If you haven't looked at it yet, there are a lot of good links. Several people have put their email addresses in, especially Nadeem, for more information about the technical aspect of managing all of this coordination. If there
I
aren't
also
any,
added my email address in case anyone would like to connect with me and ask me any questions. I'll be more than happy to answer.
thank you, Shama. We have a question from Manuel at CETA.
Hi, yep, Manuel from CETA, Cook County, Illinois. So we service Chicago and suburban Cook County. Yeah, I'm fascinated with the universal application and its online functionality. I think I have a million questions, but I'll just try to boil them down to the one that's on my mind right now. But in terms of document collection, right? So, you know, the forms or the online application will capture data needed to for I guess the first step of the eligibility process, but then the secondary is document collection so that we can confirm eligibility for the programs. So how does that look? And what is the follow-up or the follow-up steps or communications with the customer? Is that done kind of auto-magically via email through your system, or do you have people on the phones calling each customer?
So your question is music to my ears. We did a lot of work on that document collection piece. So when clients apply through the universal application, they have the option to upload their documents. So we ask them, you know, like we ask them what documents we want them to upload, and those documents will be stored directly in our database system. Also, for clients who are unable to upload the documents right away for many reasons, right? We give them the options to either text their documents to our Connect Center phone number, or they can email it to our Connect Center team, or they can come to any of the offices and they will drop off those documents. Now, let's say once clients come to the office, they say, I'm here, I'm missing a copy of the ID. Our staff are trained on the process where to upload the proof of the document. Also, we have a team that is dedicated to monitor the email and the text messaging feature to also move those documents to the client file. Once the client submit the application, automatically a folder is created for that client with the documents. So if we're missing any documents, we upload those documents to the folder. Now, so our process is we wanted to make sure that only one person is contacting the client. Again, in like no confusion. I don't want multiple departments to be contacting clients for the same missing document. So we have a reviewing team or pre-processing team, if you will, that is in charge of reviewing the documents in the application. They know what, for each service, what documents are needed. And in Caspio, which is the database system that we're using, once the staff member identify that we have everything we need for this application, it's a matter of a click. They move the application in Caspio from pre-processing to the next step. It goes to another team, which is the processing team. So now the processing team, all they need to do is to just process the application because that pre-processing is done. They process the application, they create the award proof or the payment request, if you will, to go to accounting. After that, it's a matter of a click. In Caspio, that process moves to our compliance team. They review the file and make sure everything is good. If everything is correct, the amounts are listed correct, a client from Caspio will receive an email, also a text message, and we also send a letter. So we try to inform the client in 3 different ways with the response.
Excellent. Okay. Well, I'm going to be looking for your email in the chat. You and was it Nadim?
Nadim.
So I'll reach out because I think you've created solutions for problems that we're kind of currently trying to work through at CETA, where we're looking to create an online. We want to make access to our benefits in the form that is best suited for the individual. Some would like to come to a brick and mortar. Some would like to apply over the phone. Some would like to apply online. And we want to make sure that we have those suite of options available to our residents in Cook County. So excellent.
Absolutely.
You guys are doing great work in Wayne Metro.
Thank you. Thank you. Please
Thank you for sharing.
Feel free to reach out to us. I would tell you it's a game changer. Like, I can't imagine, how we were, like, at that time it was fine, I guess. At that time, prior to the pandemic, maybe it was fine, but now, everybody is more comfortable with the virtual format, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, and even if we compare the data from how many applications and requests we used to receive prior to the universal application to now, there's a big difference. A big difference. That means people are not, that now we're more accessible to folks. That, from your home, at your own time, you can apply. When we did a client journey mapping, and we learned a lot. I remember I was part of that process, and a mother of two was trying prior to the pandemic to access our services. And it was just shocking to us to see how many buses she took to come to see us. That she had transportation challenges. She had to take time off work, and she doesn't get paid if she's off, right? She was missing documents. She had to take 2 additional buses to really go get those documents from different places, come back to our office, who was really far from where she lived. And then she was stressed about, like, she has to pick up her kids from school. It was all unnecessary hardships. Now from her home, she can just apply, and just receive the service.
Excellent. Well, thank you for sharing.
You're welcome.
Shama, I think you also mentioned that the interface is specifically designed to be accessible from a mobile device, so people can do it from
absolutely.
their phone, right?
Yes.
That's one that I hear over and over again, because so many of our clients do not have standalone internet. They're relying on cellular data.
Yeah, it's phone and online as well. And again, we usually make sure to tell our residents, if you're not comfortable with technology, we will still fill out the application over the phone for you. So just call the Connect Center.
Now that you have this system up and running, are you able to run reports on the back end and see what the client journey is like?
Absolutely.
I was very impressed by your slide talking about the use of data. I'm sure now you have even more data, right?
We have a lot of data, and led by Nadim, he's always teaching us how to do analysis, if you will, and the data. We really, last time, we were looking at the water data that we have, and like, we were looking like at the demographic data that we have, like who applies the most, is it male or female, what ethnicity, and like, we do a lot of sessions on the data to really improve our process, see what areas we're not targeting, if you will, and what new services we need, and how can we improve the process. So it wouldn't be me if you're interested in a data presentation. It will definitely be Nadim, but we have a lot to share as well.
I don't know for sure, but myself personally, I think I'd be interested in something where we learned more about what kind of information you're gleaning from this process. Like, I'm sure that when you talk about mapping out a client journey, I'd be curious to know the demographics of who's using a mobile device and who's applying for more than one program and pathways of entry. So with bringing it back to weatherization, are you noticing that your weatherization folks are more likely to submit in one method, like via one pathway than another? That kind of a thing. I see a hand raised from Bob again. I think Bob is in Oklahoma City, right?
Correct. I had a question. You have near Wayne County, you have Oakland County, Genesee County, and all those other counties around you.
are they sort of following y'all in your, operations or?
So Bob, we work very closely with OSA and Macomb Community Action Agency. The three of us have the Water Residential Assistance Program, and we meet on a monthly basis, if you will, and share updates. What we've done in the past, at the beginning of the pandemic, we did share with them our universal application link. We walked them through how we created, the universal application. We shared with them, the great result and outcome that we see. And I know for a fact that both of them have created an online application after, and they are utilizing the online application. I don't believe they moved as faster as we did as far as like waivers from systems and stuff like this, but I think they're on the way to get there.
That's good. Thank you.
Yeah, that's
You're
great
welcome.
news, Shama. I know some of the community action agencies outside of Detroit are participating in a different roof repair program that's funded by, I think, Centerpoint Energy or Consumers Energy. And that makes me think, I'm curious to know if the systems that you have in place, to what degree do you share data with your different funders? Because you're doing intake for some utility programs and some city programs. So is that where you're taking in all your data and then sharing it with them? Or is there like an exchange of information electronically in any capacity?
Nadeem, you're still on?
He just said in the chat that he's jumping off, and we only have 7 minutes left on the Zoom,
Sure.
but I'm happy to stay on as long as we can.
I can take this question, but Nadeem also oversee the data sharing agreements, if you will. We do share data with our funders. If if we have data sharing agreements with them, but it's more, we're moving, I would say, more toward like live dashboards. So we make sure that we update, our dashboards so our funders can see, like how many clients served, what's the average payment amount, if we have a wait list, if there's a wait time. So we usually update them on everything, but when it comes to the data sharing agreement, if needed, we do share data with them, yes.
Okay, like I said, we're down to 6 minutes left in our 90-minute Zoom session. So if there aren't any other questions, we can start wrapping up. I want to thank you again so much, Shama and Nikita Kargans-Miller, who joined us from Wayne Metro as well, and Nadeem for hopping in and giving us that technical information. Thank you to everyone who participated, and I look forward to hearing more about your successes.
Thank you so much, and thank you for having us today, and we'll stay in connection for sure.
Yeah, and just to recap, everyone who registered for the meeting, whether or not they attended live today, will receive an email in a couple of days with a link to the recording and a copy of the slides in PDF form. Take care.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.